Way back a long time ago, nigga had dreams of coming on the scene, rolling looking clean, BSCB, we was on the hustle, pockets need to make a muscle, had a couple of tussles, with a couple of niggas, jealous of who, the motherfucking crew, we still coming through, non-stop. My wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. I keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. Keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. And my
people, they ask me, Twister, how you keep your style young? Rocks on my wrist make me feel like they Italian style young. I don't do much, but every piece costs at least 5 digits. Just use it as inspiration and say he got it, so I gotta get it. If I got a fatty, then I gotta hit it. If it's princess cut, then I gotta get it. Handcuffs on the wrist, ain't nobody get the fucking what's mixed up before me, so you gotta feel it. Let me sew it back so you can hear what I'm spitting. They call me cocky, but I'm rocky. Come on, look at how I listen. Even without it, my aura make me get my shine. It's just a reward to myself for getting my grind on. Got different rocks in the Jacob for every time zone. In the club boxing with boulders, call me Sly Stone.
wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky, wrist stay rocky. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. I keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. Keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. And my
people tell me, Twister, we love you, but why you act so cocky? My swagger up in these stones got me feeling like Rocky. When I pull up to the party in the all-white Maserati, it feels so good when I know that I got on diamonds. Then I fuck up everybody. You don't hate cause I got that thing. Don't trip on how I do it, dude. Different color rocks on every side of the Rubik's Cube. Jewelry screaming loud, so I say cool and mellow. How many colors you got in that watch? I probably blue and yellow. And the cameras on the iPod, and the cameras on the Gucci link. In the club, talking shit like I don't know that my Duke is things. White tea or the fuchsia mink. Depending on the weather, you wanna take it or compete with me, then we can do whatever cause my
wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky, wrist stay rocky. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. I keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. Keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. And my
VIP, colorful diamonds and a gold chain. It's a motherfucking shame how I get lows hang. From them knockers and the bracelet on my wrist. Click. Rock so cold, they say they looking at the time on the wrist. Tick. It's the reason I can pull up on a thick dick. So fine and the ass so thick. Told her, let me be your manager. On the red carpet with the camera, click. I can put some diamonds on the arms and how you looking better. She looked at me like a lame. Pulled her sleeves back and said her
wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. And my wrist stay rocky, wrist stay rocky. And my wrist stay rocky like Sly Stallone. I keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low. Keep blue tombstone, two tombstone. Keep blue tombstone sitting in my low.
Hey, bruh. Everybody wanna know about that. Bruh. What that mean, bruh? Is that when you coolin', bruh? And you know you the shit. You out there, bruh. Bitch, I'm low. I got that, bruh. All my homies for the trap, bruh. You ain't really worry about that, bruh. Cause everybody over here stop, bruh. Bitch, I'm low. I got that, bruh. All my homies for the trap, bruh. You ain't really worry about that, bruh. Cause everybody over here stop, bruh. I'm so good, bruh. She mad at me, I won't so we'll squeeze, bruh, bruh. Tag, cause that me, bruh, bitch, I'm low, and I got that. All my homies for the trap, bruh, bruh. You ain't really worry about that, bruh, bruh. Cause everybody over here is trap, bruh, bitch, I'm low, and I got that, bruh, bruh. All my homies for the trap, bruh, bruh. You ain't really worry about that, bruh, bruh. Cause everybody over here is trap, bruh, bruh. Tag, that me, bruh, bruh. Everything about DG, bruh, bruh. I ain't the one you wanna eat, bruh, bruh.
This one rest, bro. I'm put into this, bro. When I come back,
Everybody go ready, bruh, bruh. Everybody over here the street, bruh, bruh. We don't know nothing about peace, bruh, bruh. Cause we ain't playing for keys, bruh, bruh. All of us got eat, bruh, bruh. Cash right, I'm on my feet, bruh, bruh. Oh yeah, I can't see, bruh, bruh. Club back is where I'm at, bruh, bruh. On every cent I got stacks, bruh, bruh. I'm sideways, got the fast, bruh, bruh. My money right is why I act, bruh, bruh. Baby, look, know what I act, bruh, bruh. Sad, that me, bruh, bruh. Bitch, I'm low, and I got that, bruh, bruh. All my homies for the trap, bruh, bruh. You ain't really worry about that, bruh, bruh. Cause everybody over here is trap, bruh, bruh. Bitch, I'm low, and I got that, bruh, bruh.
It's the big tuck, y'all know I stunt much. Leather guts, Dutch on the new Benz bus. Yeah, living babble, model hoes harassing us. Pink solitaries got tired of them bitches. Strawberry ice cream, Mr. Bling when I'm seen. Living babble, model hoes harassing us. Pink solitaries got tired of them princess cuts. Strawberry ice cream, Mr. Bling when I'm seen. Teeth cost more than Queen Elizabeth's wedding ring. Want it before you charge. To start a rap game, Johnny Carson. I keep your bitch smiling, the big Benz prowling. Next week I'm going surfing on the Cayman Islands. You think I'm lying though? I ask the hoe, she know. Texas tornado, wrapping up 04. Blue dime, blue paint, blue D's, blue dank, blueberry, P.I., MP. Annihilate and keep your boy in J's and Tall T. Swung so hard that my wood wheel broke. And now that bunny hopping down Pope, I done cracked one of my spokes. 350 so down to get it cracker lacking. Let my trunk up at Blue, let that bitch down at Max's. TZ Bubba baby, lifestyles of the rich and gravy. You ain't never seen a Delta go 180. Go get her, getting cash, that's my only task. So many zeros, you think I was a dumbass.